Always on mute there. But good morning, guys. Good morning, day after Christmas. Is anyone else jumping into some work today? Are we getting busy? Are we doing stuff today? Because it's not slowing down over here. Good morning, Orion. What's happening? It's not slowing down over here. So we get settled, get this all taken care of. We can do this right now. It doesn't have to be too loud. Never love when that happens. It's okay. So, day after Christmas, guys, share with me. How are we feeling? Is everyone back into regular life? Is it still time off for you guys? There's a lot of teachers in my life. So a lot of teachers are not working, and it makes their life a little bit less stress. Although I was talking to some teachers yesterday too, and you know what they were saying? It's never long enough. Breaks are never long enough for them. Well, these few that I was talking to. Let's not put everyone in the same bucket. But no, we got stuff happening over here. It's tough when you run a business. It's like chewing glass. Always got to be careful, but you always got to keep doing it. Can't let it stay still. Is that a bad analogy? I recently saw it. I forget what the analogy really was. But chewing on glass, I think it just gets the attention, so it works. Anyway, that's where we're at. All right, so December over here, we're coming to an end. All about death, not death. It's not about death. We know that. It's all about being present in our moment, taking advantage of these times. Oh, I know Orion knows this over here. I feel like I was present yesterday enough to make sure that my kids were happy. And, but it brought up a good thing to talk about today. If you guys did not know, we can be present in the moment. But again, we're talking about kids, we're talking about parenting. Think about friends, family, whatever you want to think about. Think about a spouse. That's the case. But how about uniqueness, right? Let's get a little bit more granular. This is kind of what I always enjoy doing a little more. But if we're going to get a little more granular, stay in the same topic, but like, let's do something else. Uniqueness. Are our kids different? Are you different than your brothers or sisters? Is your spouse different than you? I ask this because I want to ask this question. How are you able today to, and again, if you don't have kids, think about someone else in your life. Maybe even you, if you got to take some time for yourself after these busy couple days. But I want you to think about uniqueness. Everyone's different. And then think about your kids, because we can be present. Now, are we present the same way every single day? And this is where I think I'll struggle. I think this is definitely an area that is something that is, it makes parenting more fun. But how do you think that you're really able to savor your child's uniqueness when you're present today, right? How can you do that? Be present, not worry about tomorrow, not worry about what happened yesterday, but how can you be present, but not just be present, because we can get by, right? It's always easy to cheat the system, but your child's different. Each child is different. How can you savor your child's uniqueness today? Jason, you have three girls. Are they all the same?
Absolutely not.
Not
And
at
my
all.
answer to that question is just play. Just play with them. I hated this reading. I hated the page,
I'm sorry, man.
especially after 25 pages of death. Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and the I'm assuming that we're talking about the page right now.
Yeah.
I just woke up. I'm hiding in the basement. I am like in peak break mental mode, but avoiding the flu like the plague.
That's a good idea. I felt some scratchiness in my throat. I got nervous.
Yeah.
Play. You're going to play with your girls. You're going to
Play.
say, just play with them.
It's the best way to enjoy the moment, in whatever age they're in. That's it.
Mhm.
That's my answer. I guess pictures work. How about you?
I like,
You got
well,
2 young daughters. How do you do it? How do you keep the moment without holding on to them for eternity and trying to keep them young and safe and
well,
innocent?
thanks for asking. I think the biggest thing for me was in terms of this reading today, I wanted to make sure that I am thinking about how each one of my girls is just creative, how each one is curious. And I want to, I feel as if I'm just present. My phone is down, I'm in the room. Let's play. I like it. But I also know that if we just play, and that I know I'm not going to be able to give each one of my girls really the moment in time that they both need. Like I have a more cuddly, physically older daughter who physically needs the love, right? She needs to cuddle. She needs a little more attention, affection. I have a younger daughter who needs to just be like thrown against the wall because she decides she wants that. She's a little more rough, right? She pretends
Sometimes
she's
you
a
just gotta
horse.
shake them. Just gotta shake your kids sometimes. Yeah.
But I think the idea there is that for me, when I think about this, when I think about being there, like I think it's all right, start with the phone down. But now if I really want to get into it and create some of those memories, like my oldest just walked up to me this morning. Now I always give him a hard time. I'm like, okay, you want to do something, you're bored? Well, tell me what you want to do. And my oldest did this morning. She was great. She said, Dad, today, if you have time, which is great, like, wow. She understood that I might have things to do. Dad, if we have time, can we go ice skating? I said, oh, wow. Okay. God, I said, thanks for giving me the idea that you wanted to do something. So I thought that was really good. Now, I don't know if my oldest will want to do that, but I also feel as if my oldest, Sloan, she will easily kind of overthink it. She might not have all the confidence if she can't do it at first. We did it recently. She was really great at it though. But my oldest is just gonna like barrel roll through the ice, right? And so it's just like, I have to make sure that I have both of those. Because recently my oldest has been saying that, DM, my youngest, DM, Dad, DM just kind of comes and takes over the moment. Oh, shit. Okay, got it. Well, my youngest DM is saying,
that's what Sloan said.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, DM says, well, Dad, Sloan gets whatever she wants. I'm like, no, she doesn't. Like, because you have to do so much for you right now. And so it's again, it's just the uniqueness. It's being able to make sure that I'm looking at one of my girls who I would always define as like, sweet and innocent, and the other one is a horse. So I need to make sure that I'm dealing with both of them differently. So I just want to make sure that when I think about being still, being in the moment, grounding my feet, that I'm making sure that I'm giving each one their own identity and attention, because it's going to be different. That was my big takeaway from today.
Yeah, I appreciate you diving a little bit deeper. Mine is just my when I think about the three girls, and especially the line where it said, it's not that I'm trying to keep my girls young, but I definitely try to hold on to it as long as possible without trying to like be forceful. Here's an example. My 5-year-old, she's super daddy's girl, and I will carry her up to bed most nights because I enjoy it. And she still balls her entire body up like she's like 2.
Yeah.
And I really like that. But then it's like her body is also getting to the point where it's like, oh, she's getting a little bit taller. Not quite in like the infant mode anymore. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm pushing this too a little bit too much, and maybe we should, I don't know, walk up the stairs once in a while.
Do you think you're pushing it too much?
I would say like in my head, yes, I think so, for sure. And it's just it's not something that I'm like I'm aware that I do it, so I'm not trying to keep it going for any longer than necessary. It's just it's like a thought in the back of my head. It's like a kind of like a slow boil into getting older and time changing.
Yeah.
which I've always been a fan of. I've always been a fan of adaptation and being open-minded.
Yeah.
But then when my girls get older, I'm like, just slow it down a bit. Slow it down.
When you bring up something that I always think about the seasons and how I'm very appreciative of the seasons, even the moments that I hate them when it's hot or too cold or whatever, because I think that without one of the seasons, without the cold allowing the trees to go dormant, we're not going to have these great trees in the spring, right? This like whole natural cycle of certain things I think is just so important. Insert quote from the Lion King. But it is, with what you said, I almost feel as if the physical is going to push you to need to outgrow it. Just like you're saying, she's getting too tall right now. It's almost like
Oh, no, not too tall. I can carry her. It's just like her,
I wasn't saying you weren't strong. I wasn't calling you weak.
That's exactly what you were saying. And I will not stand for
that. I think what I was thinking about was the idea of there's going to be a point where you're not going to be able to carry her just physically, I think comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the way to just allow it to kind of get pushed out of your life, right? Or maybe your kids will stop asking for the hug or the cuddle or to play or whatever's going on. So you might as well just take advantage of it right now. But I think the idea for me is I just want to make sure that we're not trying to show up to each one of our kids the same. I know Craig had shared a great thought here about his late daughter on this side here about making sure that their value and their worth is very much understood, that they feel that. So that they themselves can feel like they're, strong enough to overcome anything. Craig here is saying adversity.
Ridiculous optimism for them. Yes.
I have to say I've not heard the new Post Malone song, but I will. I'll have to check it out. Anyone else? Craig, what is the Craig, from the new Post Malone song, what's the takeaway you want us to have right now? Just give us a 10-word, hey, go listen to this. I see it. You're telling us to. But what are we going to get from it? Did Christmas yesterday give any uniqueness to your girls at all?
It did. And not in the way that we were hoping. It went sour for a little bit, and I'm going to share.
Wow, what a great hook that is. That's like a great, it's a great start to a book.
Yeah. You're probably wondering how I
don't look behind you. Don't look at.
Who's that,
Junie? Good morning, Junie.
Junie, how was Christmas?
Good.
Are you feeling sick or are you feeling good?
Good.
Okay. We got the two 2025 Turner flu champs right here. We're survivors. We haven't gotten sick yet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What a comfy blanket, Junie. What a comfy blanket that is.
Where's your other blanket with the hands and stuff? Okay. All right. Go upstairs. Talking. Just kidding.
Hi, Junie.
Christmas went well. The big thing is I'm okay. She's okay. Everybody else is sick. And it's just coughing's everywhere. And it did kind of put a damper on all the good things that would happen.
Yeah.
Did
you guys have people together or no? Like, did people come over?
Nope. This is the first year that we were alone, which was nice because we just kind of chilled, and I made a smorgasbord that only I ate. That was amazing.
Junie, what was your favorite gift from yesterday?
Probably this fort thing, the stepping stones, and one of these horses that I got.
Janila,
Ooh.
you love horses.
Mhm.
Yes. What is the best horse for this time of year in the snow?
If we had horses now, what horse should we ride in the snow?
A quarter horse.
Quarter horse. Got it.
I like how she says it like the authority. Horses. Can you go upstairs for a minute? I'm right there. Repeat your last question.
My last question was about Christmas. And do you, well, one, how was Christmas? Do you feel like each one of your kids had a good experience? Was there uniqueness in how they were able to go through the holiday?
It was mostly good. We had, so yeah, to answer your question, we did have some difficulty. My oldest had a little spell of not envy, not jealousy. She was talking with a friend online and got into a little spell of comparison and getting really sad about what their friend got compared to what she got.
Oh, got you.
And that's never happened before, so that was a first for her. She wanted an iPhone because her friend got an iPhone. That was
Did she ask for an iPhone?
She did not. She was hoping it was a surprise, which I remember. Which I remember wanting things, and it's like I didn't ask for it. Why would I get it? I remember having that thought at some point.
Man, you know what? I have a friend. I haven't really. He was I have a friend here in Brooklyn. He's a trainer. The guy is like very stoic, and I love him about that. And just like this calmness. Now the guy has been through a bunch. Now, if you walked up to this guy, he's a CrossFit trainer, but I'm gonna say not a typical CrossFit trainer, but you do enjoy Great Wolf Launch, MP. I hope that's fun. Happy birthday, your middle one. But you walk up to him and he's like muscular dude, right? Not just fit. He's just like muscular. And you're kind of like, wow, like kind of has like the perfect body, like that you kind of picture when you say like, I want to be a strong looking guy. And just kind, and like you kind of like you'd start talking to him and he like slows down the moment, makes you feel heard, makes you feel like he's now thinking about what you said. But I'm setting this up because I always appreciate his perspective on things. And in terms of, asking for things or letting people know, there was one year on his birthday, he's on social media and he said, I was talking with my therapist and I came to the realization that if it's my birthday, I'm going to let you know it's my birthday, because the alternative is me sitting here hoping someone says it. And so I can't let that happen to me. I can't do that to myself. So he's like, I'm going on social media. I'm telling you it's my birthday. So now that you know, you get to decide. And so for him, he's thinking there's no secret. There's no one like trying to, he's not hiding behind it, hoping someone kind of, secretly kind of finds out, right? There's no surprises. He's like, no, this is just it. And that always sits in my head. And especially with like gifts, it's like, you gotta ask what you want. You gotta ask for what you want. Right. Now we have that great Michael Scott quote about, missing 100% of the shots you don't take. So do you think she should have asked for a phone?
No, we would have said no. She already has like a Gab phone. And I don't, here's a sticking point for me. Being a middle school teacher, I see the best and the worst of kids with technology. Yeah. And my head immediately goes to the worst case scenario of what could happen. And I'm trying to be very cognizant of not letting that judge my daughter's judgment. when she would get one. So we're not there yet, even though she could probably handle one. I really liked what your buddy said, your trainer, because I thought the exact same thing. I really appreciate that you put some words to it. There have been years where I was like, I'm not even going to post my birthday. And if people, my friends, they'll wish me happy birthday. And nobody wished me happy birthday because nobody knew it was my birthday.
I probably
So
did. I've never missed your birthday and not said happy birthday to you, just so you know.
I meant online. This is, I
Just
think
wanna
this is
make
like earlier, like, I don't know,
Just kidding.
2000,
Just kidding. Yeah.
while ago. But yeah, no, I'm posting it. It's like I get one day where everybody wishes me happy birthday. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. I like that story. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. And I think it's a great way to allow your kids, it's like, teaching them to kind of speak up. Do you think that if she had asked about the phone and you had the conversation, do you think she's afraid to ask you?
Possibly, yeah. She's probably afraid that we'll say no, which we probably would. But it's like I don't want to say no in a way that like we're treating her like a child. Somebody walk behind me. It's more like, and I also
It's
don't
just
want to
your
say.
dog.
I also don't.
What is your white dog's name again? I get so lost in your dog's names.
Freya and Loki. They're both
Loki. That one's Loki, right? Yeah.
No, this is Freya.
Oh, God damn it.
But I also don't want to say no in the way that like we're coming off as you're too young and we don't trust you. We definitely don't want that, you know.
Did you ever let her know about the phone that you guys stay with me with this? Do you ever let her know that you guys don't trust yourselves as parents? It's an aggressive statement. I'm open to discussing it. And I'm also projecting on it. So I don't want you to think that it's a personal attack.
That's a burn, Ryan. That's a burn. But I understand what you mean because this is where we're at with technology is we will use it as a crutch sometimes when me and Kristen are tired or need to do our own stuff. And part of it is it's like it's not that we don't trust ourselves, but it's definitely like, oh, like there are times where I'm getting cozy in the way that I manage my kid on technology.
Yeah.
And it's getting a little bit too much. Rules are getting a little bit too loose. And me and Kristen kind of we should have like once a week where we're kind of reflecting on like how we're treating that. Because we don't just want to let it go. We don't want it to be a free for all. But we also don't want to weigh our kids down going into the future.
Yeah, I can understand that. I feel like my mind keeps going towards the curiosity of our kids being able to ask why and them staying open to the reasons for it. Because a lot of kids end up asking questions. They'll ask for things, not really asking, right? Because you give them your answer and it's like, well, you got your answer. Obviously, you're not happy with it right now. I always say this to both of my kids. I'm like, you asked a question, I really appreciate it. And I just want to let you know that it sounds as if you don't like the answer that I'm giving you right now. And so to me, that now sounds like you were not asking. You are now telling me what you wanted and expected to have it. And so when it comes to them, I'm hoping that direction will leave them open to continue coming to ask me. And so that because I don't always trust myself with a yes or no. Because I emotionally can definitely shut down the idea because I'm thinking, well, the phone right now is so easy. So yeah, of course, like here's my phone. But obviously it might not be great if it's their own phone, whatever. That's not the point I wanted to make or not the way I wanted to kind of phrase that. But I want my girls to always know, even if I say no, it does not mean you should not come ask me again. I want you to come ask me again and I will have the conversation with you. You might get 12 answers that you don't like. But as long as you can remain curious and you can help me remain curious, let's just come to some, I think, respectful point. because at some point she might prove, like my oldest might prove to me that she's mature enough to have a phone. But then my worry is that I'm not going to be a good enough dad to be around for social media. And I'm not going to know how to deal with that. I'm scared. Like if she knew that, like if I'm just thinking about your oldest daughter, she's talking with her friend, online, and her friend says that she has a phone. And her first thought isn't, I didn't have a phone, like from a materialistic standpoint.
Yeah.
But her
And that
first thought is like,
I hated that. I hated
yeah,
that she compared herself to that, but I did the same thing.
yeah, totally. But it's like the idea though that like I kind of wish the first thought could have been, we as a family are not ready yet. That's a very mature thought. It's almost asking her to be
Yeah,
well more mature than she is, right?
that's
But
a heavy ask there.
yeah, but I think it would be a great way. I would hope that my girls can kind of think that way. Just like we as a family are not ready for it. It could be financially, it could be mentally, it could be socially, whatever. Like I know that I was very much ready for my oldest daughter to be online playing Roblox or some video games, more because I'm like, her brain needs to have this world to just like create and do her own thing. But Lauren saw it as like someone's going to come and steal her off from the internet. I'm like, all right, hold on. Let's figure this out. And so, lowest common denominator in that conversation got me the silent treatment for like 5 days. But yeah, I don't know, just that conversation. I think staying open, and it would come for me coming back to that uniqueness. Like maybe that tells us that she does need the phone, or maybe there is something else that phone would have done for her. I don't know. So not sure. I know I do have to go in a minute. We have someone coming over. I have to run. I have to get a client this morning.
I'm
Any
playing.
last thoughts?
I'm really just. I'm going to be playing Oppum from Saving Private Ryan today. Just running supplies to various rooms. I think, without trying to get. That's my role today. My regimen is out the door. I am happy. I am healthy. I have none of my morning routine is the same or going to be the same for the next few days, I think. So I'm just leaning
Can I
into
ask you 4 things to do today?
start with one thing, please.
I'm gonna jump into my dietitian role. Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you eat at least 8 ounces of vegetables or fruits today?
Writing it down right now. 8 ounces. How many cups?
Half a pound. No. It's ounces. You guys have a food scale. I've seen it.
I just
8
used
ounces.
meat the other day.
Basically an apple, large carrot,
fruit. Will it keep me safe from the flu?
Yep. And then also, can you do 8 ounces of egg protein today?
Oh, I can totally do that.
Everyone can, right? Until they can't. 2 more. Can you drink 24 ounces of water for me?
I hate that. I can never do that.
Go just chug it. Just chug it. Your body's going to appreciate it. Last one. Can you do one more for me?
One more. Got it.
Can you go walk 2,400 steps for me?
Ugh.
That's like slightly over a mile. And I also know where you live. So I know that if you walk up to the coffee shop and back, you'll be good.
All right. Yes, I can do that.
Do it up.
Thank you for that little regimen refresh.
Got it, man. All right. Got to run.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.